Hey guys, up here in the corner. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm super tiny in this one because I preemptively looked ahead to see where they're gonna put their cameras and whatnot. So I don't want to get in the way. I feel like I was getting away in a lot of the other videos I've been doing, so let me know if this is better. Basically, Pirate Software got to talk with the developers. I only right now for Once Human in him, all I see is him hitting the uninstall button. But let's go ahead and see what info he's got for us.
How many of there were when I played Once Human the other day, and it ended with me uninstalling the video?
Yeah. Good clip.
So, at the end of every season, you lose all of your items. You keep your blueprints. You can't get your items back out again. They're gone. And you have a creative mode environment for between seasons. Yeah.
Rip.
Nope. No. Yeah, no thanks. That's 100% not for me, dude. You're not putting a full seasonal wipe in an MMO. That does not work that way. Not interested even a little bit. Not even a little bit. how many of you are there for that? So, Once Human...
Wait, is it back on his list?
Plan to do wipes. They want to do like a reset system where
is it back on his list?
6 weeks they reset the video game effectively, which is like a really goddamn short season. Like it's really so this is the thing that's really interesting. This is where it becomes very, very why they're trying to do seasonal content like you would with Diablo, right? Now here's the part that's very interesting about this. In countries like Korea and China, they have no problem with this. This is normal and fine. In Western countries, such as Europe, Australia, and the United States, this is not okay. So it's not just an issue of like, devs are dumb.
Wait.
Weird.
Is Diablo a Eastern game? I thought it was a Western game. Am I losing my marbles? Because that's what the wipes are, right? Does anyone know? Someone clarify for me. Let me know. Is Diablo an Eastern game or a Western game? Because for me, I thought it was Western this entire time.
Like that, it's an issue of basically the way that people feel about these things in those countries. That's what it is. And the reason why, yeah, we're going to count Australian as Western in this case. It's just kind of a cultural difference between these areas, right? So in the United States, Europe, and Australia, a lot of the times what we like
I'm in
is
the
we
United
like to have
States.
an item, or we like to have a level, but we don't like that shit taken away from us. That shit's ours, right? We worked for it. It's ours, God damn it. And like that's kind of like a common thing between these different regions. And in Korea and China, it's like, oh, a reset. I'm going to go and beat people faster.
True.
There's no attachment there. So items and levels matter a whole lot to people in these regions in general. Not always, but in general, right? Yeah, time spent. So I sat down with...
You know what I think? So far, like, I think it's actually the same to quite a degree, to be honest. Korea and stuff, I think it's like, oh, to go beat people. Yes, that's right. But you also have to think about the other part, the PvE servers too. They must not like that. They must not like that, even in Korea or China. So I feel like it's still a mixed kind of bag of worms. And I can't help but feel like in Western, it's going to be the same thing. We're not going to like it for that aspect. But the PvP, we're going to like the part where we beat other people even faster. Like, I feel like it's the same. It doesn't matter east side, west side, south side, north side. Or whatever cardinal direction you want to input.
Developers of Once Human, and one of the people who met with me, we needed to have a translator, so we had a translator from US.
Translate these not.
We had two translators, actually. We had their community team from here in the US. We also had the developers from China, and we all kind of sat down in a call, in a video call, and
I just see you in chat going like...
Some of the things that I talked about were these, right? I was like, my take on resets is that an optional reset, season reset in games can be fun. You know, it can be a fun experience. Games like Path of Exile and Diablo do this great, where it's an optional reset. We're like, hey, you could go play a seasonal character, or you could just keep playing your current character out of season, right?
That's true.
Fine.
That's true.
Reset feels like no matter what. It always just feels bad Because yeah, seasonal versus the eternal character. Bingo. So this is the first thing I brought up. I was like, this isn't normal
that's actually
for
true.
us because we grow attachment to our characters and we grow.
See, I didn't
attachment
think
to
too
the
much about that because I've only played Diablo, like Diablo 4, for instance. I've only played it for the first season. I did not go back to it. You know when the game like dropped off and then it's starting to come back now? Yeah, I stayed off the dropped off end. I'm just like gone. Whereas people tripped and fell from Diablo, I got hit by a train. I'm not getting back up. That's basically how it went. So there's some things I didn't know.
Items that
Like
we find,
Eternals,
we grow
apparently.
attachment to these types of things because it feels good and attaches a memory to the thing that you found, right? It attaches a memory to the item. The moment you got the drop, the moment you killed the boss, the time you hit level 60, right? Like, those memories get damaged when you delete that stuff from our characters. And
I will
that's-
say, the quote-unquote drops, like the rare items we're going to have in like Once Human, those are basically just blueprints, right? It's not really the gears that we get and can only use a certain amount of times before it breaks, because those are like temporary. But like blueprints and stuff, sure, we lose the upgrades and the one we have already made of it, but we get to keep the blueprint drops and stuff that we get. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's a cultural thing. That's not the same in all countries of the world, right? So it's like, this is something that it makes me feel, right? This bothers me. And I said, when playing an MMO, item drops carry weight for me, as do my character's levels and statistics. Anything that takes away from that feels like loss of progression always feels bad. I never want there to be loss of progression in any RPG or MMO that I play. Each time, or each item or level carries a memory, the cool item drop, etc., right? You know, we've already covered this. So I said, taking that item away or level diminishes that memory free. It makes me feel less attached to the game. Like, the moment you remove that, I have less emotional attachment to your game. I don't even want to play it anymore, because not only is that memory gone, but now it feels like wasted time.
This one might sound totally random and out of nowhere, but since they're talking about gear and stuff, the one thing I super hate about Once Human right now, you know how there's like a gacha system and whatnot, and there's like drops and stuff? Well, did you know there's key items? And apparently you can only have one equipped key item of a cosmetic on at once. Did you know that? So you can't just like mix and match like cool little outfits together. No, they encourage you to buy an outfit. You don't get to mix and match your gear and make yourself look all pretty and nice or all cool and hardcore. No, like you get like a nice top that's a key item. You can't put on a hat that's also a key item, or gloves, nothing. You're just boned. You have to choose one or the other for the stats. Ugh, it's garbage.
It's gone, deleted, and you've wasted my time, and now I'm irritated, right? Why would I play? What's the point of playing if it's just going to disappear anyway? Who gives a right? So I said, item drops in Once Human also cannot be repaired, which immediately made me feel less attached to them. Why farm the really cool weapon if I'm going to lose it in a few hours from now anyway? I would much
Well,
rather
why would you
repair
farm
these
the weapon
items,
to begin with?
even if it was more expensive resource-wise, as it lets me keep that drop that I farmed for. Why the hell am I going to run a dungeon if I'm just going to lose it, is how it felt to me, right? It's like, oh, it's just...
No, why would you farm the weapon? There's a reason why there's a tier list on like the items when you're doing the places. The mystical crates have your blueprint stuff. Then there's the weapon armor crate. That's like super far down the list. Do you know why that is? Because it's a temporary thing that you shouldn't really give a crap about and just use it at the moment and enjoy its feel. So maybe like once you do get the blueprint, you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna make that one. Oh, it's so simple. Am I the only one that thinks this? Am I taking another hot take? Where's my hot Cheetos that goes with my hot take? Also, where's my cheese? Ugh.
I can't repair
No, I'm
it,
not
like,
dipping my Cheetos in... Well, actually, I
everything
might.
is temporary. It doesn't matter. Who gives a right? So that felt really bad, right? Sounds like Tarkov. I could see it working in a game like Tarkov. I could see it working in a game like that because the entire basis of the game is everything is temporary. But this is more of an MMO, right? It has gone in the direction of an MMO.
It's more like a
because of
sandbox
that,
MMO,
imagine
yeah.
doing that in World of Warcraft. Imagine never being able to repair your gear in World of Warcraft. Now
It's
it
like
doesn't
if
make any
Fortnite
sense,
BR
because
was an
that's the
MMO.
kind of community this has garnered and the kind of direction for the game. Like that feels real weird, right?
I feel like I
everyone's
should explain that a bit more.
I say cosmetics currently are
When I say Fortnite BR, I'm talking like, you know how they're always changing their map, their open world map design? So that's the same thing that Once Human's doing, right? But not really changing the map too much, I believe. It's more like, actually, I don't know if they're changing the map. I never got that established, and I don't know if he's going to cover it. But basically, it's a difference between, there's that, which is the same. There's PvP, where you fight each other. There's PvE content in both. Quite literally in BR, there's PvE stuff that you do too. And that's changing too. I just feel like that's what I meant when I was saying, like, if Fortnite BR was an MMO. It's not too complex, hopefully.
also per character, which feels just horrible. That's just a bad direction.
They're changing that.
I'd rather have these account wide. Currently, I have no
They're
reason
changing
to
that.
buy a cosmetic, as it would have to rebuy it for each character that
I know
make.
they
This
said
is
they were
another thing
changing
we
that in
brought
their
up
live
the
stream.
meeting. Why should I buy a cool hat multiple
I'm
times
almost
just
certain that
because
was
I made multiple
covered
characters?
before
I'm
this
not
post was
interested
even
in that at
shown.
all. So they're incredibly receptive
Probably.
to this. So the part that was really cool about this is not only were they incredibly receptive, they're already enacting change. So
Oh, no,
they
I
said,
see, I
Thank
see.
you for taking the time to discuss this with us and provide such detailed feedback.
Is this
about
an
Once
old
Humans
video?
gameplay. We understand Meta's concerns.
Hold up.
So like the
Is this an old video?
about mandatory seasonal resets?
Am I losing my mind? Is this an old video? No, it came out a day ago. Okay.
How they can affect your sense of progression and attachment to your character. We also recognize that cosmetics being tied to individual characters can be frustrating. We plan to make all purchased cosmetics accessible across multiple characters within the same account by August. So they're changing this immediately. The moment that they can, they're changing this over. So by next month, they're making it so that all of your cosmetics are available across all of your characters. Yeah, they listen. They 100% listen. They immediately changed this. If you have already purchased the same cosmetic on different characters within the same account, we will refund the consumed Christogen or other in-game currency for the additional purchases once the cosmetics are account-wide. So not only do they listen, they're immediately like, wow, you're totally right. We're fixing that. To all metas, not just Pirate Software, if you have any comments or feedback about Once Human, please leave a message in the comments section. on our
Not just
official
Pirate
Discord.
Software.
We will carefully review each piece of feedback, as we mentioned in the dev stream. If metas have any concerns, confusions, or uncertainties, we will promptly respond. And they will, 100%. I talked at length with like some of the moderators on there, some of the community management people, and a lot of them play the game too, and a lot of them were like, yeah, dude, I feel the same way. One of the things we didn't bring up that I'd like to bring up to them, like you just brought it up there, controller support, something that didn't come up in the conversation. My big thing right now is
That'd be pretty interesting.
Fixing the core gameplay loop, right? Is talking to them about, as a player, the core gameplay loop feels bad because of these reasons, right? Outside of that, you have
I want
problems with
first-person mode.
accessibility
That's
for
what I want
controller
for core
support. You have
gameplay.
Oceania not having its own server, like there's a couple of these types of things that are important to understand. Is like, this is the correct direction for a more Western audience. If you have an audience that is built around attachment to your character, you can't take the character away from them. It doesn't really work that way. Yeah, bigger guild limits will also be good too. 30 seems low. I can agree with that. I think that's stuff that like they're super receptive to wanting to have more.
I don't know, because you can only, like, let's say you're trying. You saw how there's like a create quick invite party button in the Hive menu, aka the guild. You can only have 4 people in the party, by the way. So it's like, you're gonna try to do like the silos or whatever. You can only bring 4. So I guess higher cap makes sense if you're gonna do more of the open world stuff, because they do have Prime Wars and stuff, which is like the open world, and resources are expensive. Unless, like, a lot more people get the rewards. So understandable. But I don't feel like it's a priority.
Conversations with me, so I'm just going to keep doing that, like, legitimately.
Especially since you could just, I don't know, talk with other people.
I want to keep talking to them, because I
Open
don't think
world,
the game sucks. I just think that direction is like, that's so not compelling to me to have a character wipe that I was just like, dude, I'm not going to play this. Like, the game is really cool, but like, I can't invest my time in something that's going to delete my character. Like, I just can't do that. It's just not a thing I can do. So, like, yeah, and a lot of people are going to be saying same, you know. So for me, it was like, let's talk to them about this, raise the concern, and they were immediately like, so many people feel this way. Thank you for talking to us. We're going to work on this. And the dev even said, he's like, because I believe he was the game director. He was talking about this, and he was like, some of this stuff, you know, with the direction for this, we want to make the best possible game. We want to do this. It's just going to take time, and I hope that you guys give us that time. And I was like,
I want to
as long as you
know.
communicate with your community.
I want to know, like, was it the developer's idea to make it like that, or was it because of like someone higher up? Did someone higher up be like, yo, we need more money? You know what I mean? Like, getting bent over because of someone higher up. But if it's because of the dev, then I want to know what was going through their heads when they first thought of it. But I'm glad that they're listening and being able to be able to change it. Did I say that right? Good enough.
No matter what, they're going to give you that time. You just have to talk to them. So these types of things, incredibly important for keeping that community together. And if you look at the comments in here, grand majority of them are actually super positive. Ones in here are super positive as well. You know, Kill Carnage is in here saying it, Buck is in here saying it, Dan's is in here saying it. Because, like, it's just super important to understand is, like, talk to devs like a human being, you know? Just talk to devs as a human being. Transparency and open communication. Bingo. It's almost...
let's just be honest. A lot of people can't talk to other people like human beings. They see you as a piece of a puzzle or an asset being used for their own gains or loss. They don't see each other as human beings anymore. This isn't like 2016. This is 2024, I think. You know, I don't even keep track of the dates anymore. I gave up. I gave up with humanity.
I've been doing this a lot. It's almost like developers are human beings.
Crazy.
Thanks to the $5 to the moderator. It's almost like the devs are human beings. And if you have a normal conversation with them, they go, wow.
Wow, unga bunga.
Who knew, you know? So that's a pretty damn big deal. It's a really big deal, actually. But yeah, no, they did a really good job with this. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and watch. Wait and watch.
Okay, I guess we have to wait and watch. Well, he's going to wait and watch. I want to see more of his thoughts on it too. But personally, I'm still playing the game. Like, I'm not going to be stopped from this. They're changing it. Why should I stop now, right? I'm getting blueprints now. Why should I wait until it gets better when I already know that they're trying? I've seen their patch notes. I've seen the stuff they're doing. I've seen the stuff they're progressing with. I mean, I also see their I'm trying to say two words at once. I've seen their mess. I've seen their mistakes that they make when trying to fix other mistakes. But you know what? It's a learning experience, and it's going to take them a little bit. Do I believe they're going to get it right anytime soon? No. No. But what I do believe is they're always going to compensate us just enough to where it's okay. So that's why I'm still playing, despite all the problems with the game. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, like, down below. I can't... I say this a lot, but I feel like I'm not the only one that feels this way. But apparently I am, from how often I see the likes to dislike ratio on videos. So... I don't know. I also want to hear your thoughts and not just a dislike. So, please let me know so I could be well informed for next time. Alright. Bye, guys.